Assalamu alaikum dear students. Hope all of you are doing fine today. I am Maham Lodi from DPS Junior Wing Model Town. Welcome to lecture 4 of mathematics for class 3. We are learning chapter 1 titled Numbers, and today we are going to cover about 3 topics from this chapter. These topics are from page 14 to 19 on your countdown 3. Get your pencils, countdown, and notebooks ready. Before we start today's lecture, let's have a quick review of our last lecture, lecture 3. Lecture 3 was about numbers up to 10,000s, which means we discussed 4-digit and 5-digit numbers. In particular, we learned identification of numbers up to 5 digits, identification of place value of numbers up to 5 digit, and we also learned reading and writing of 4-digit and 5-digit numbers in numerals and in words. Dear students, let's have a quick look at the contents of today's lecture. Today we will learn how to write 4 and 5-digit numbers in expanded form. We will learn 2 new words, predecessors and successors. We will also do the comparison of 4 and 5-digit numbers. Let's start off with our first topic, expanded form. In maths, expanding means writing out a number showing the parts that make it up. We use the expanded form to make sure we understand every part of a number. We will do the expanded form of 4-digit number and 5-digit numbers separately. Let's start off with the expanded form of a 4-digit number. As an example, we have taken a number 6,839. Let's first place this number in its respective column. 6 lies in the thousands column, 8 lies in the hundreds column, 3 lies in the tens column, and 9 lies in the ones column. As the name of the column suggests, ones column has place value 1. Tens column has a place value 10. Hundreds column has a place value 100, and thousand column has a place value of 1000. Whatever number is placed in these columns is multiplied by the column's place value. As the ones column has value 1, so the number placed in the ones column 9 is multiplied by 1, which gives us 9. Tens column has place value 10, and the number placed here 3 gets its place value when 3 is multiplied by 10. It gives us 30. Next is hundreds column. So the number placed here 8 is multiplied by 100, which gives us 800. The last one is 6, placed in the thousands column. 6 multiplied by 1000 gives us 6,000. To write down these obtained values in a single statement, we get 6,839 equals to 6,000 plus 800 plus 30 plus 9. This specific statement is the expanded form of this 4-digit number 6,839. Let's move on to the expanded form of a 5-digit number. For example, we have taken a number 34,904 here. First, we place the digits of this number into its respective columns. Here, 3 lies in the 10,000s column, 4 lies in the thousands column, 9 lies in the hundreds column, 0 lies in the tens column, and 4 lies in the ones column. Just like we did before in the case of a 4-digit number, we attain the place values of each digit with respect to their columns. For ones column, 4 is placed there, so 4 multiplied by 1 gives us 4. 0 lies in the tens column, so 0 when multiplied by 10 gives out 0. 9 lies in the hundreds column, so it gives out 900 when 9 is multiplied by 100. 4 multiplied by 1000 gives out 4000 since it lies in the thousands column. And lastly, 3 lies in the 10,000s column, so 3 is multiplied by 10,000. It gives out 30,000. In order to write down the expanded form of the 5-digit number 34,904, we get 34,904 equals 30,000 plus 4,000 plus 900 plus 0 plus 4. This statement is the expanded form of a 5-digit number. Let's get you some practice now. Turn to page number 14 on your countdown. On page 14, there is a question which requires you to write the numbers in expanded form. You can see there is a table given there, and you have to fill it out according to the expanded form of the numbers. You can do that by following the method that we learned in this lecture. Now on the page 15, you can see there are expanded forms given to you, and you have to write down the numbers. You can do it. Let's move on to our next topic. We're going to learn 2 new words, predecessor and successor. Let's define them one by one. First of all, predecessor. Pre means before. So, the number that comes just before another number is called that number's predecessor. In the same manner, succeed means follow. So, the number that comes just after another number is called that number's successor. The predecessor of a given number is always one less than the given number. For example, 80 minus 1 gives us 79. Here, 79 is the predecessor of 80, since it has been attained by subtracting 1 from the number 80. Successor. The successor of a given number is one more than the given number, which means if I add 1 to the number 80, we get 81. Here 81 is the successor of 80. You can see that the number is 80. If we subtract 1 from it, we get 79, and that number is predecessor of 80. And when we add 1, it becomes 81, which is 1 more. And we get 81, which is the successor of 80. Let's see a few more examples of higher number. 5,000. When 1 is subtracted from 5,000, we get 4,999. So 4,999 is the predecessor of 5,000. And when we add 1 to it, we get 5,001, which is the successor of 5,000. The reason for giving you this kind of practice, that you subtract 1 and identify if the number is successor or predecessor, and you add 1 to identify if the number is successor or predecessor, is that you have to identify the numbers instantly. Let's see these numbers now. 3,999 is what of 4,000? It's a predecessor. You can see that 3,999 is 1 less than 4,000, which makes it the predecessor. Similarly, let's have another example. 36,711 is what of 36,710? Can you guess? Very good. 36,711 is the successor of 36,710. You've done pretty good so far. Let's have some practice problems. Turn to page 15. There is a question for you which has 3 columns. In the first column, you have to write down the number that comes before the mentioned number. In the second column, you have to write the number which comes right after the given number. And in the third column, you have to write down the number that comes between the given 2 numbers. You have been doing this exercise since grade 1 and grade 2. The only difference is that now you have to deal with bigger numbers, 4-digit and 5-digit numbers. Now turn on to page 16. Page 16 has a question for you which requires you to write respective predecessor and successor. In the predecessor column, you have to write down the number that comes right before the given number, and in the successor column, you have to write down the number which comes right after the given number. Turn on to page 17. There are 2 questions for you. Question number 3 requires you to fill in the boxes. This is pretty easy for you. You can do that. And for question 4, you have to identify the circled number as predecessor or successor. And you have to tick the correct box. Let's move on to third topic of today's lecture, which is comparing 4 and 5-digit numbers. In your previous class, you have learned to compare 3-digit numbers You are well familiar to these symbols of less than, greater than, and equals to. I would like you to recall that a hungry crocodile who always goes for the bigger number. Rules for comparing numbers. When we compare numbers, we're looking at the difference in value between these numbers. For that matter, first we check the thousands, second we check the hundreds, third we check tens, and lastly we check ones. Let's look at an example now. If we have to compare two numbers, one number is 1625 and the other number is 1621. First, we have placed these numbers in their respective columns. According to rule, let's check each column one by one. We first compare thousands. We see that thousands are the same, so we move on to hundreds. We see that hundreds are also same, so we check tens. Tens are also same. Finally, when we compare ones, we see that there are 5 ones in number on the left hand and 1 ones in the number on the right hand side. As 5 is greater than 1, so 1625 is greater than 1621. In the same way, now we compare two 5-digit numbers. The numbers are 13,799 and 13,739. We start from 10,000 column and see that 10,000s are the same. Then we move to the thousands column and we find out that thousands are also same. Both numbers have 13 thousands. So now we check hundreds column and we see that they are also same. When we compare tens of these two numbers, we find that the number on the left hand side has more tens than the number on the right hand side. Therefore, we decide that 13,799 is greater than 13,739. Let's have some practice for these questions as well. Turn to page number 19 on your countdown. Question number 1 and question number 2 are included in your first term syllabus. You have to place greater than or less than symbol in both questions. If you have any queries regarding this lecture, you can comment down below. As we have